clouding my mind. It's been clouding my mind like a fog. Like a spooky Halloween fog. Coming in my brain, keeping me from thinking. On this episode of the Actual VR Show, we're continuing our zombie walkthrough Spooktober as we cover the latest in VR tech news. We've got massively multiplayer virtual reality haunted houses. Verizon has entered the XR space, and we're going to try to scare those out of a first-time guest to the studio. You still have student loans. If you live in the Nashville area, thinking about coming to Nashville, and you love virtual reality, well, we've got a special offer for you. We have 20% off. Yeah, that's right, 20% symbol, 20% off Rabbit Hole VR experiences. If you use the promo code AVR Show. Yes! That's right, AVR Show. Check out online, go to the rabbitholevr.com and book your time using the promo code. You get 20% off. That's just for you guys. That's a gift from the Rabbit Hole team to you guys. So, you know, make sure when you talk to them, tell them that we sent you and tell them I said hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Actual VR Show, the show where we take everything that's happening in immersive content news and we boil it down into a little nugget that we like to call the Actual VR Show. We've got a very, we're continuing on with the spooky theme. But the first thing in the news today, you ever been to a haunted house and you're walking around, you're like, you know what? I'm ready for 2.0. I'm ready for the new version of haunted houses. This company in Chicago, Mass VR out of Chicago, has a 16,000 square foot area where you and a few of your friends can have a multiplayer experience going through a haunted house where you're these paranormal contact researchers and you're detecting and trying to put away all the spooky ghosts that are in this giant area. You know, this is very simple. We talked about VR escape rooms in the past, your ability to reskin your environment, but with this type of experience, they have 16,000 square feet of warehouse space to create whatever they want. How big is 16,000 square feet? Well, you could take 3.5 basketball courts. We're talking NBA, NCAA size. You could put them together, and that's how big 16,000 square feet is. How many Hannibal Lecters could you fit in 3.5 basketball courts? It's like, I mean, it's the new version of the haunted house. You can make it whatever you want. If you have a clear warehouse, you as a creator, you as a business owner can create whatever experience you want, whether it's a haunted house, or it's a baseball field, or if it's an escape room. An escape warehouse, can you imagine it? Just think of all the possibilities when you start reskinning the monsters. Well, I mean, you have the lizard man, you have ghosts, you have zombies, you have vampires and werewolves. You've got those little green ooze things, and then you've got your worms, bats, and you've got fuzzy gremlins, and then you've got I couldn't think of anyone. For our second story of the day, we're talking about Verizon. They're getting into the XR game. Did you know that? Well, there's a big acquisition, Jaunt XR, one-time Jaunt VR. If you don't know who Jaunt VR is, well, you know, no, humble brag here. We've got a couple of projects that we were part of on Jaunt VR's 360 video platform. Jaunt VR split with their 360 video platform to focus more on volumetric video capture. What is that? Just think of Star Wars with Princess Leia.
You must see this droid safely delivered to him on Alderaan. This is our most desperate hour.
The little project, it's a 3D model. It's a way for us to scan things and people. Specifically, Verizon is interested in the fact that Jaunt XR was creating small volumetric avatars to be able to use in their AR platform. A perfect case study for 5G. So 5G, if you haven't heard already, 5G as it relates to immersive content, we now have the ability, the potential with 5G to transfer all of this data over a cellular or wireless network to your phone. So when we talk about real world application for augmented reality, the ability to send these higher resolution, more complex models to your phone, that possibility with that technology, it becomes possible. So there's no telling what's on the horizon for Verizon. For a third story of the day, we're talking about a free, yes, I said free, VR horror experience that you can check out. It's on the Oculus Store if you have an Oculus Go or Gear VR still. If you haven't made the jump to get these newfangled VR machines and you're still on your Oculus Go or your Oculus Gear VR, this experience is perfect for you. It's free, but yet it is one of the scariest experiences that I've had. You can go out, they have unlocked content, you can pay for more experiences, but I fully know that when you try out this free game and you try their free experiences, you're gonna get your non-existent money's worth. It's a great experience. It's one that I show all my friends.
No, make it stop. Okay, I'm done.
Try it out if you've still got one of those headsets. We don't want to leave you out. You don't have to have one of these $800, $400, $200 headsets to experience this, am I right? So they're aptly named Face Your Fears because they have all kinds of scenarios that when people talk about the worst way that you could go out in the world, these are some of the ones that they talk about. They have a plane crashing in the sky. What is it like to have your plane just start to fall apart in the middle of the air? Are you afraid of spiders? Because they've got one for you too. You can experience, you can almost feel them crawling up your arms. Do you want to know what it's like to be buried alive? They've got one of those too, and you get drugged on top of it. There's a lot of fun experiences. You can check them all out. Most of them are free, and even then, if you want to unlock more, they're a couple bucks. Check it out. So I want to know from you, put it down in the comments down below, what are you most afraid of? If you had to jump into a VR experience with your worst fears, what would it be? What would it be? What would yours be?
Oh God,
being buried alive.
Being buried alive?
Being like in a shark or something? Oh, like the movie? The one movie? Yeah, there's no hope is what it is. There's no hope. Casey. Worst fear? That's solid. I've never heard that.
Having a stroke, essentially. Just having a stroke. Very danger.
Your own mortality. There you go. Guys, you know I can't get enough of y'all loving. If you're loving what we're doing on the show and all other pieces of content that we put out, then let us know. Just like give us a like, subscribe. Do the things you do when you appreciate what somebody's doing for you. We love making the show. We have a lot of fun making the show. We hope we made you laugh. We came here. We like to hang out. We do those things. I'm just rambling until I figure something else out to say. And don't forget to come back every Friday with the Actual VR podcast, where we take a look at the VR revolution in real time with real professionals. We sit down and we talk to them about what they're doing in their respective fields. And if you want to check that out, well, it's on everywhere you find a podcast. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Google Play, we're on YouTube and the Facebooks. We're on all of the platforms, so check it out. Guys, I love what you're doing. I love you being here. And don't forget, if it's news to you, you've been watching our show long enough. See you next week.